Morning everybody, my name is July Field and today we'll learn about educational loans in Japan. First of all, who can define what an educational loan is?
Educational loan can be defined as a funding which a student in school asks for from the college board, which they use to finish their education in that school, and then they pay back after a specific time when they start working.
Educational loan are agreements by which a student at a college or university borrows money from a bank to pay for their education and then pay the money back after they finish studying and begin to work.
Educational loans help cover tuition fees, living expenses, one-time costs, and ultimately improve access while shifting some costs to future earnings.
Overview of student loans in Japan. Japan's main student loan system is typically JASO, JASSO, with applications often handled through eligible schools. Qualification usually depends on enrollment at an approved program, student status, and often household financial circumstances.
Loans may cover tuition and related costs, and in some categories living expenses, such as program dependent. Repayment generally starts after graduation within timing and scheduling rules determined by the plan. The biggest repayment considerations are monthly payments, totally interest or costs, and available repayment plans, options, and hardship support.
Students should borrow only what they need and plan for long-term affordability after starting work.
Who manages the loans? Japan has both, the government and the school. The government is back student loan programs, and the school has based on other financial options. The best national provider is JASO, Japan Student Services Organization.
JASO stands for Japan Student Service Organization. It is a Japanese organization that ministers support for students, most notably government-affiliated students loan programs, commonly used by eligible domestic and international students. In practice, many students apply through their schools, and JASO then provides them loans and funding under specific program rules and recipient plans.
JASO, typical loan categories. Depending on the program year structure, student support often falls into categories such as for living and education expenses, which is the monthly support, lower income support or supplemental support, which varies by stream, repayment plan options like the standard versus long-term depending on circumstances.
Now we look at scholarship versus loans. First of all, there are differences with scholarships. The repayment requirements for scholarships, you really don't have to pay. You don't have to pay back. And then for student loans, you have to pay back. Their eligibility, meaning how they are handled. So in scholarship, there is a merit of financial need, and in student loan, financial need and program rules. The benefits type. In scholarship, it's more of a gift. In student loan, it's looked as borrowed money which you have to return. It has for scholarship, the long-term impact is that there is less financial burden on the students. While for students loan, there is future monthly repayments rather.
In growing, why student loans are rapidly growing. Share of public expenditure and education is much lower in Japan than in other countries. Tuition fees have been increasing for decades. Household income and workers' wages have been dramatically decreasing since the 1990s.
We have a chart and a graph for how the ratio at which the student loans have been increasing. Now look at a case example of an undergraduate who takes 600,000 yen per year. His living situation is off campus. The total money borrowed is 3,600,000 and the expected graduating year is 2028. The estimated monthly payment is 35,000 and the strategies used by this student to repay the money is scholarships, part-time job, and reduced borrowing.
In conclusion, and key takeaways, Japan main student lending system is JASO, and their loans can cover both education and living expenses of the students, depending on the program. The eligibility and application steps are typically managed through schools, and repayment starts after graduation. Plus, the plan affects total costs, so borrow responsibly and plan ahead using estimates. Thank you.
Any questions, please?
So you said educational loans is when you borrow money and you have to pay it back. So what are the consequences when you don't pay the money?
Case or a scenario where you do not have the funds to repay that money. Number one, you could be blacklisted, meaning you will not be allowed to withdraw any money or borrow any money. And then number two, your assets could be seized in order to repay that money, meaning what you have, like your cars, your house, they could be seized by the government in order to repay that money. And then also they can take legal action by suing you. So those are the problems with not having enough money to repay after taking a loan. Thank you.